So let's start with the hot topic, gentrification.
The actual definition of gentrification is taking something from an impoverished class and making it middle class standard. That's the whole definition. It has a negative vibe to it because it's usually another community coming in and doing it. And that narrative can change. We can do this. We can come in, we can be the builders, the buyers, and we can still control what's going on in the neighborhood. My focus is not displacing people, but buying the vacant lots, the properties that no one cares about, the properties that attract drug infestation. And if we can turn those properties around in the neighborhood first, and then bring the people that have had some type of success in life back into the neighborhood with higher incomes, that then makes the neighborhood more attractive for everybody. You get more tax dollars coming from the neighborhood. That means you get better school systems. It becomes more attractive to retailers like grocery stores. And these people that have these good jobs, that are educated, that can participate in politics, can now work with city council to make sure the old people in the neighborhood, or the people that have been homeowners in the neighborhood for a long time, don't have to worry about their taxes going up. It's as simple as creating local legislation, local laws that allow those people to be exempt from the tax value increases of the properties.
So yeah, out here at the project site, like I said, this site, I bought it in 2013 before anything was going on over here. Everybody thought I was crazy, but I kind of watched the city trend of redevelopment, and everything was going like counterclockwise around downtown. And I was like, this is right on a major freeway. It's a whole block. Eventually something's gonna happen over here. It just was a matter of time. So it's like a calculated risk that I took on getting it. Finally at the point where I was able to demolish all the old buildings that were on the block, and I'm building the first 3 townhomes of the 14 that I'm building here. And the reason why I chose to do 3 is because there were no comparable new construction products in the area, so it was really hard for me to get funding. And what banks always look for is they look for the appraised value of the finished house. And so if there are no finished houses, they have nothing basically to appraise to give you what the value of your property is going to be. So what I had to do was basically go out on a limb, get some high interest money, which is a lot more expensive than a typical bank, just to be able to build these first 3 and get them sold. Once they're sold, then I will be able to go back to the regular banks and get some financing that'll allow me to build more. I may do 5, the next time I may do 7. Depends on how quickly these sell. Depends on if I can get some pre-sales for some of the other units. And best case scenario, I could go ahead and build the other 11 all at once. But yeah, new construction is a lot different from just the fix and flip model, because there's a lot of other things that you have to take into consideration. If you're flipping a house, there's already infrastructure there, meaning there's already plumbing running from the city lines to the house. There's electric already running to the house. With a new construction project, you have to start from scratch. Another reason that I've done these 3 in this particular pattern, whereas I could have done 3 in a row, is because there's no sewer line running in front of the house. And the city wanted me to pay $40,000 to put a new sewer in front of these houses. So what I opted to do instead was tap into the 2 sewer lines that run on the side of the property. There's one that runs on this Deschamps Street side and one that runs on the Liberty Road side. So I was able to tap in the sewer lines for these 2 on the Liberty Road side, and I was able to tap into this one into the Deschamps side. So I think the product is coming out pretty good. We've gotten a lot of showings, a lot of interest, and the redevelopment has really taken off. And exactly 1 mile from here, there's a 120-acre site that's going to be a huge mixed-use development. It's going to be the new attraction for Houston. It's right next to downtown. It's going to be retail. It's going to be restaurants. It's going to be hotels. It's going to be office buildings. It's going to be apartment buildings. It's going to be condos. So anything you can think of, it's going to be the new focal point for the city, which also means that everybody that buys a house over here in my project are going to see tremendous value appreciation over the next 4 or 5 years. That project is projected to be finished in 2022. My project will be finished in 2020. So everybody else that gets an opportunity to buy over here will basically get the spillover benefit of this huge mixed-use development coming to the area.
So we're riding through 5th Ward right now. When you're riding through neighborhoods trying to figure out where the next big real estate wave is going to come, you want to look for things that the city has done to improve the neighborhood. So first thing I noticed after I bought my property is about a year later they came in and they started repaving all of the streets. So that's a good sign, because that means they're trying to attract a different wave of builders and developers to come into the area, because they're trying to make the area look nicer. The city can only do so much, and that's something that's within their power to do. So yeah, Fifth Ward is the next gentrifying area. There's a lot of redevelopment going on, and it's one of those things where I always tell people, look, it's gonna happen either way. So you either participate in it and try to control the narrative, control what's being built, the price points, or you watch it happen and you complain about it. When I was just doing fix and flip, I saw the same thing happening. I heard everybody complaining all the time, and I was like, well, why isn't anybody stepping up, actually trying to get in this game and control what's going on? And if you can't control all of it, whatever little impact you have helps, and hopefully what I'm doing will encourage other people to get in the game and start doing redevelopment themselves. It takes a little bit more money, a little bit more experience, but it should be in your natural level of progression through the process of becoming a real estate investor. You always want to move into something bigger and better. You want to build a bigger legacy. That's where development comes in. So we're riding through the neighborhood, and I'm going to show you guys literally 1 mile from my project site. We're going to end up at the epicenter of this new development that I was telling you about earlier. It's a development group called Midway, and here in Houston they built another big project like this on the west side of Houston, and that one's called City Center. This one will be called East River, but it's going to be almost a replica of City Center, and it's going to have waterfront property on the south side of the development. So it's going to be a phenomenal point of destination for everybody in the city. Okay, so you can see all of that new construction, man. The activity is tremendously picked up. Like I said, 5 years ago, there was absolutely nothing going on over here. But right in front of me, right here, this is where this new development is going to be. So imagine everything from that downtown skyline all the way past the tall building over there. All of this is going to be a brand new mixed-use development. The name of the project is East River. So, like I said, the land value, the property value, everything over here is going to shoot up over the next four to 5 years, and it's really important for you to pay attention to the activity in the city, because that's how you know where the hot markets are going to be, and that's where you should be investing. You should try to get in ahead of the curve instead of waiting until everything's up. I always tell people, if it already looks nice, you've missed the wave. The prices are high, it's hard to get in, it's highly competitive, because the people with a lot of money sometimes don't like to take big risks. So they'll wait till it's built up nice, and then they'll come in. But then when they come in, they bid the prices up so high that it's almost impossible for you to get in. So you can see over here, this is where they've already started some of the basic infrastructure work for the project. There was a big warehouse here, they've cleared it, they're getting ready to put in a lot of big drainage infrastructure that'll support, everything that's going to be a part of the drainage for the site. And then over here on the right, this is one developer that's developing about 150 of these townhomes. You can see the ones that are already up. You can see the pipes coming out of the ground. They've already stubbed them up for the future constructions, and they are catering this entire development to the big mixed-use project across the street.
So we're pulling up over here to my flip project. Now, what I always do is I'm always riding around the neighborhood looking for new opportunities. And I saw a for rent sign on this house, and I could tell it wasn't very well kept. So what I did was I reached out to the owner and asked him if he was interested in selling. So I found out he actually owns this property free and clear. He actually owns the lot next door to it and a couple of lots on the corner right here. So, I'm a big fan of creative financing. If you don't have to use all of your own money, if you don't have to go through a bank, I highly recommend trying to explore those avenues. And that's what I did here. This guy's actually going to owner finance all of this to me. I'm giving him 10% down. I'm getting this house. I'm gonna flip the house and sell it, which is gonna pay off most of the balance that I owe him. And I owe a little bit on the rest of the land, but I'm gonna do some new construction on the land. So I'll be able to take the purchase of one home and turn it into 4 home sales. So I'm pretty excited about this project. So this is the inside of the house. It's not that bad. There's a lot of cross levels, so I'm gonna have to come in and redo some of the beam work underneath the house. I like that it's pretty open in here. Oh, I'm gonna turn this into a bar. It's gonna extend out where you can put bar stools under it. Actually, the stove was right here, but I'm gonna make this the slot for the refrigerator. And then on this other side where there are no cabinets right now, I'm gonna add some cabinets. I'm gonna put a range in so that basically the cooktop will be on this side. So this is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home. There's a shared bathroom here. And then there's the master suite needs to be reconfigured. This door setup is crazy. You can't open both doors at the same time. But yeah, so it's 2 bedrooms over here. So the house doesn't need a whole lot of changing of the floor plan. It just needs some updating. And I also have to add a central AC system because there is no central AC in the house. One of the best things I really like about this property is the view. Number one, it's right next to a new school. There's a brand new school across the street. And look at that downtown skyline that you will always have from the front porch. So these are the type of deals I love, the ones that aren't on MLS, the ones that you find by just stopping and talking to people in the neighborhood, riding around the neighborhood, and just identifying a hidden gem, something that no one else is even has on their radar. This project is going to be exciting. I'm really looking forward to completing this flip, number one. It's going to set the tone for everything else.
Prompted me to jump up into doing this. So these will be, so it's going to be 2 more of the same floor plan, and these 7 will be 3 stories. 3 stories. Okay.
Are you doing a rooftop deck on those?
No rooftop decks, man, just because every builder I talk to, every contractor says that there's a maintenance nightmare.
It is.
And we offer really, really heavy warranties on everything.
Really?
Like door to door for a year and structural for 10 years. Yeah.
On your company?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you, sir.
Meet somebody and you know what the real purpose of the meeting is, talk about money. Sometimes you don't even discuss money at all. You know what I mean? It's all about building that relationship, building that rapport. And next thing you know, you get a call, you get an email, hey, I got this for you. You know what I mean? Because people don't buy into, you know, whatever you're selling, they buy into you. You know, so it's all about the relationship. So I feel like that was a great meeting. A lot of great synergies there. He seems to be somebody that's got some power, you know, some pull in the right direction, some things that I need to get access to. So that was a great first meeting. So I appreciate you following me around today. I feel like today was pretty productive. I hope you learned something. Great conversation over lunch and a great tour of 5th Ward. Stay tuned, more is coming. See you guys next time. If you want more information, click the link below. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, _investor. Check out the website, everything's there. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, send me an email, chris@learnfromchris.com. See you guys next time.